There's no better way to talk to someone directly than the number one app on every single human being's phone, Instagram.
Welcome back to Weddings Unwrapped, the show where we dive into the stories behind businesses that started from nothing but a dream. I'm Daniel Driggs, and today we have a special guest with us, Ethan Cisneros, the owner of Thirst and Olympus Shaved Ice. And one of my lifelong friends has gone through flames and fights for me. Yes, we have a long background, and really grateful he's on this show. He's been a big mentor to me, and so really grateful for you being on the show.
Honored to be here at the beautiful Crisp headquarters.
Yeah.
No, I'm stoked, dude. Let's do it.
Yes,
I'm
let's
excited.
jump in. Okay. Tell us, you can share our story. How do we know each other?
I found Daniel bleeding on the side of the road once. Brought him in.
Yes.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Similar.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. No. I've definitely pulled you
Emotionally.
off the side of the road from some high school fights that you were in.
Yes.
But
Yes.
no, where did we meet? Wasn't like
It was
Little
funny
League
'cause-
football or something first?
Yeah, we kind of knew each other in football, but we weren't buddies until probably junior year. There was that summer. I was kind of switching up friend groups,
Yeah.
and it was pretty cliquey at Olympus High School. Titans to the end, shout out. But I remember I was wanting to hang out with you guys because I liked you more, and I think you street raced me with Arsenio. It was me and Arsenio, and that was like the first time we ever hung out. And I think it was like I got in because I think I lost, but I think
Man, yeah. You have this actually similar characteristic to me, which is like you'll just absolutely send it sometimes. And I think that's actually probably both kind of why we're sitting here too.
Yeah.
Which is to some degree you've got to just be like slightly off and slightly crazy sometimes to do just like one out there things, including entrepreneurship. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I think that's why we gravitated towards each other for sure.
I think we were as good for each other as we can possibly be as friends, and as bad for each other as we could possibly be.
sure.
And I think it still is the case. I think that I look up to you a ton, but I still compete with you in the same ways that entrepreneurs compete. It's a game.
Yeah.
We're playing the game of entrepreneurship, and
Yep.
it's fun. Tell us a little bit about your background specifically. How'd you get into being an entrepreneur? And
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've been playing the quote unquote game for a minute now.
Yes.
Because I've been doing it. So basically I started in high school. As you know, I would do lawn mowing. Like I had a pretty good lawn mowing business, me and Zach Thomas. You know Zach Thomas? Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yes.
So that was actually still some of the most money I've ever made. Is mowing lawns.
Really?
Well, straight profit.
Yeah.
There's no overhead, especially
Yeah.
when you're
When you use your
15 or
parents'
12,
lawnmower. Yes.
So
everything.
yeah, me and Zach Thomas's mom would literally we got it. I didn't even think we bought it. I think we were using my dad's trailer, his dad's trailer, but we would put our stuff in the trailer. One of our moms would take it to a central spot in the neighborhood, and then we would walk to like 5 different lawns from that central spot and keep our trailer there. Then the other mom would come pick up the trailer, take us to another central spot. We'd go mow over there. So we've always just been hustling.
I love your mom. How is she?
She's the best.
Speaking of,
She's the best.
Good.
But yeah, so mom was definitely
Big part
She
of
wasn't on the payroll, but she was basically a co-founder of that.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, we did that, and then kind of my first like physical business was Olympus Ice in high school, which is a shaved ice shack. I did that when I was 16, 17, 18, and then and that was awesome. Basically, learned how to run a business, learned how to pay taxes, how to do inventory, how to do all like the real world stuff of business on a pretty small scale and seasonal because it was just in the summer. And then
How many years was that?
I was 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
You did it
3 summers.
sophomore year, or did you?
I did my junior summer,
senior year,
and then the one after
college.
like right after we
Interesting.
graduated. Yeah. So yeah, we did that, or I did that, and basically did that. And then when I graduated, all of you guys went on missions. All of
Yeah.
my friends went on missions, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to be doing that. So I didn't at first. I ended up trying to go on one. Went for 4 days, came back. a story for another podcast. But basically, as soon as I graduated high school, I did Olympus Ice for that summer and then started Thirst in that next fall.
Yeah, there's 2 stories I'm going to pull from Olympus Ice, actually. The first one being you started with a business partner right away. How did that go? I know that you replicated that with Thirst, but how did that go with Olympus Ice?
It was good. It was classic like business. It was like a fair business partnership and strategy, I think, because when I think back on it, kind of how it worked is I wanted to start a shaved ice shack, but I didn't have the money to buy the shack. But I found a perfect one. It was on KSL.com. It was like maybe $10,000 or $15,000. This really nice big drive-through coffee shack. And I wanted it, but I didn't have nearly that much money. But went up to go look at it as if I did have that much money. So I'm 16. I'm whipping up there in my Jeep, as you remember. And,
yes.
I went up there. But so at the bottom of the listing, it said, open to business inquiries. And there's this lady named Sierra. And she had a bakery in Heber. And she had this shack that was on her property that she was just selling. I was like, oh, what do you mean by the open to business inquiries? And she's like, oh, no, like really open to whatever. If someone wanted to do like a partnership on the shack or something. So then basically I went home and my dad's in finance. So he kind of helped me create my pro forma. Literally the same format that I use today. But basically projected out the revenue, how much revenue that we think we could do. And double clicking into that, which I still do today too, is like, okay, and I think everyone needs to do this. If you think you can make $1 million in sales, how many events is that? Because that's a lot of freaking events. Or in my case scenario, how many snow cones do I have to sell $10,000 of snow cones? That's an unreal amount of snow cones. Divide that by, like how many people or how many snow cones each customer buys. You're talking about like an unrealistic amount of customers that you couldn't even back in. So I think that was like an important lesson to me, like backing through it like that. But yeah, we came up with the sales number we thought was good. I went to the store and like mapped out every single cost of goods that I would have and broke down the cost for the cost of goods. And then we kind of projected out how many people we need to schedule so we could give a labor cost. And then just some other overhead expenses. And basically I came up with this pro forma, found out how much or projected how much money I could make. And then pitched to Sierra, this lady, that we would split the business 50-50. She would give the shack for free and I would run it.
And so it worked out.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked. I mean, there was a million steps in between, like finding the lease for the shack. And I was 16. So I literally was like walking into the city hall, asking how to get a business license. Yeah. So we did that. And
that's, I'm going to ask another question on top of that is you found a spot and you are competing with all of our high schools' favorite snow cone shack at the time.
That was the fun part, yeah.
And they say we're gonna run you out of business. There's not enough space for both of us. They threaten you. Your 16-year-old kid,
that, bro. Yeah, they did. So there was the reason I wanted to start one is because when you're 16, you start hanging out with your friends, and the number one place that we would hang out is this place called Island Flavor.
Yeah.
And I actually learned a good lesson there too. I was like, interesting. Most people are not even here for the shaved ice. They're just here because the cute girls are here. This is the fun place to hang out. This is the culturally relevant, popular, modern place.
Yeah.
Right? And it's really not as much about the money, the product that they're spending money on. It's more of the experience that they're getting at this place. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And transform into today, that's what Thirst does 100%, right? Like it's less about the commodity of the product. And a lot of the times it's more about the experience. But anyways, so there was this Island Flavor, and it was just bumping, and I thought I could do it better. But yeah, there was some feud. There was some behind-the-scenes feud of there's not enough room in this town for 2 shaved ice shacks or something.
Yes, and I remember,
awesome.
I even remember you said they came to you and said like, hey, we will run you out. And you said, and you had just gone through the process of business license, health code, everything, and you go, there's rest. There's this.
Yes.
There's this. There's
and
this.
They weren't
and
up
you go,
to code.
Yeah. And you said, if you open, actually, I was going to be fine competing with you. If you open, I'll shut you down.
That's hilarious that you remember that. That's
yes.
exactly
right.
I
thought it was the coolest thing. I'm 16 years old.
Or they didn't have a hand sync.
Yes.
Like all this stuff.
Oh, I was 16 years old thinking that was the coolest thing ever.
It was cool.
Oh, it still is cool.
It was cool.
Yes.
It was sick.
Yes.
To you and I, it was cool. Like, no, like,
Yeah.
I don't think there is anything cooler than that. Creating
Yes.
a real business that generates money, that is like the thing that people go to receive a product or experience. Like,
Yeah.
as cool as it
it's-
gets.
Yes, it immediately and they knew, and they're these big dogs and they've done it for 25 years or whatever. And immediately they never opened again.
Yeah.
And so, but that even plays into Thirst a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That same thing still
same
goes.
thing
Yeah.
happens.
It goes today too, and I wonder how you feel about it too, because I feel like this, not dislike at all or hate towards competitors at all, but
Yes.
man, I like to beat them a lot.
Yes, totally.
Like a ton. Like for me, is obviously the main clear one is Swig.
Yeah.
It's so much just fun to, and there's
Yes.
been several instances where we've done something and they've copied it, or like just these little
Yes.
things where just like the island flavor, it kind of felt like we were the little guys, and right now we are the little guys.
Yeah.
We're a Thirst with 5 locations, and they're Larry H. Miller.
Yes.
But that is the beauty of entrepreneurship, is the climb, the journey to beat some unrealistic goal like that.
Yes.
Is absolutely insane. Like, how can we sit down and out hustle, outsmart, be more strategic than someone like Swig or these bigger companies that you and I both compete with, that
Yes.
have more money, more budget, been around for longer, have seasoned vets in their on their
Yes.
team. How do we beat those? And that is the most fun part of entrepreneurship, no question.
They literally have Harvard grads and they have and it's like, I'm just this little hustler.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it.
Yeah. And it makes it better to win.
Yes, and and speaking on that, they have taken a lot of what you've started with pretzels or with the treats being a big push, and they've started to do those things and they've started to implement those things, and it's cool to see that what you're doing is making big waves in the industry, even though you're 5 stores and you're just a hustler. And I think that's been cool. Is creativity is a big part of it.
No, it's been cool, and it's a bummer sometimes because I'm like,
Yeah.
I wish I could play at their scale, but I do think that having no money actually makes you the best type of entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Like 100% having no money makes you the best, because you had to learn how to do things most efficiently. You may learn how to make every penny act like a dollar. Like, if we both have the same marketing budget, me and Swig or whatever, whoever that may be, like, then you both have the same marketing budget and the playing field's leveled. But when they're on a completely different level in that realm, then it's like, whew, then you got to be really good.
It's so cool. I think, and I'm going to jump even into the wedding industry. So I'm going to step back a little bit because I want to get even. Thirst does, of course, the 5 stores. You have Rio Tinto. You have, or not Rio
We don't
Tinto.
have
What's
Rio
it called?
Tinto.
Well, what was it?
We do Maverick Center.
Maverick Center. And then you have, do you still have Vivint? Are you still Vivint?
We don't have a event.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
So, but you have all of these locations, and then you also have this whole catering line. How has that been? That's, for us, our experiences, they're totally different companies, and that's a lot of my background. Just so you guys know, I started in Thirst Catering. This is why Ethan is such a mentor to me. Is he was one of my first bosses. He trusted me, managing this little catering arm of his company, and we had fun doing that. And so,
No, it's good. I mean, Thirst Catering for me is like, it is a completely different business, because there's a playbook for all the stores. As we are opening stores, we've done it so many times now. Not so many, but we've done it.
Enough.
We've failed on some.
Yes.
We've done, some have closed, some are still open. We've adjusted so many times. With catering, it's its own playbook, and it's good. For Thirst, it's been good to kind of like help grow the brand, put the brand everywhere, put the brand where our stores are not. It's also made us a lot of money along the way too. So it's a good way to build. If you're a brick and mortar store and business, so you're looking, it's really hard to just pack more cars in the drive-thru for a $4 soda.
Yeah.
So you're looking for more ways to diversify your revenue streams, to have a full service catering line, have takeout catering lines, to be on DoorDash, do all those different things that other ways other than packing another customer into the drive-thru line.
Yeah.
But that it just doesn't, it's, that's not the way to get to big numbers. So
Yeah.
Catering has been a solid arm of the business for a long time.
Yeah. How'd you even start thinking I'm going to do catering? Because it was almost immediate. You start your downtown location, and then you started catering pretty soon after.
People asked about catering right from the start, and then we kind of came up with. So my dad's like a carpenter. He makes all the furniture, and so he helped me build this soda bar, which was kind of the first of its kind.
Yes,
It's
original soda
7 or
bar.
8 years ago. This is the first of its time where no one was really doing. Maybe they would do soda. There was obviously bartenders at weddings.
Yeah.
But bartenders mostly.
Yeah, they're alcohol, there are other things. Yeah.
There was nothing. They were cool experiential way to do soda catering. So my dad helped me build this soda cart. And as you know, we went through several phases of it.
Yes.
The first one literally had a soda machine gun in it.
So cool. Broke every 2 seconds.
Broke
so cool.
all the time. So stressful.
Yes.
But yeah, so started with the OG kind of soda bar, and then it just evolved. And credit where credit's due, you definitely created the idea of these different bar services that we still use today, and I think
Well, it's still so fun.
Genius.
Yes, it's still so fun. You have beignets, pretzels, soda. It's awesome. And I had fun building those, and you gave me total access to do that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Which could have fallen on my face on any of those. We could have blown up a fryer. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We did. That's going to be one of my other questions is what's the either worst event or biggest learning experience you had from some of those initial, we went from 100 events to 800 events in a year.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
Well, you definitely messed up some events
Yes,
in the process.
I did. Yes.
But I mean, I for the most part, and I think both of us are kind of at the point where we're mostly past that in most all scenarios. But that's the best part of growing pains. Is you kind of move past doing that stuff anymore.
Yes.
But obviously stuff can always happen. But we had all kinds of things happen.
Yeah.
Just it takes longer than people think. To get good at something. Here we are, I'm almost on our 10th year of Thirst, and still refining the process, still getting data and refining,
Yeah.
And so it takes a long time, but I mean, some of the failures, just messing up events or, just not communicating well enough or not having our pricing structure set up right or not setting up the team correctly so that they're in a place where they can do the event properly.
Yes.
I think a big thing with catering and events is super entrepreneurial and there's definitely not one way to do it. Let's make up a system to transport this and this is probably going to be the best way to time this and do all those different things. So I guess it's its own beast of a business. So
yes,
it
has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. It's a wedding.
It has to be perfect. Yeah.
That's where it can be painful.
Yeah,
is even the small mistakes are massive on a wedding day, or because you're taking 5 hours to prep it, or not. It's not like I'm just filling up a soda. Oh, I messed up your soda order. It's I messed up your catering order. Oh crap, we ruined your wedding.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm happy there are not pains, but yes, both of us have had pains. I had them when starting Crisp. I think that you let me have them when I was running Thirst Catering too, which was thank you because it's helped me get to where I am now too.
No, it's been a journey, but I think it teaches us stuff that makes probably us be the best at what we're the best at now today. One of the things I always think of is just over communicating with clients.
Yeah.
Over communicating with clients, having several touch points of communication with the clients. And just things that you get from a company that does have experience is good.
Yeah.
Like, oh, because we've been to this venue before. We set up here.
Yes.
Or, if it's laid out like this, then it's gonna be best to do this because one time we did it this way and we got slapped. Like, so I think it's experience perform as well on a company.
Yeah. I think that goes a lot with your mantra of learning by doing.
Yeah.
Right. And go into that a little bit. Talk to us about that mantra and that kind of core value of you.
I'm a mainly uneducated human other than entrepreneurship, but I've learned everything I've done by doing 100%. And it's crazy how good you can get by doing. Like, whether it's marketing for sure, or accounting, or the way that we talk to our team, or the way that we negotiate, or to all these core business skills. You do it by trial and error.
Yeah.
You do it by doing it before and learning by doing. I just think it's like so crucial, and it's truly actually how you normally do it. Like a lot of people say, they don't use their degree at all to get there. They go relearn it again. It's the kind of the epitome of learning by doing.
Yes, I think that one of my key moments of life was I'm working a marketing internship, and my professor and he's great and he was awesome and I really liked him, but he goes, guys, you got to do this SEO hack. And I'm working in SEO in this internship, and I go to my boss and I go, dude, I have it. This is going to revolutionize how we do our SEO. And he goes, Google patched that 7 years ago. If you do that, we get our whole website will be destroyed. And I go, my degree is telling me stuff to do that is 7 years old. It was painful.
Yeah.
And I think same thing is I have learned so much by the hard knocks, living life and trying to do it and falling on my face. And
it's tough balance too, because you balance that, like this beautiful thing of learning by doing with reality of life, which is you have to make payroll, you have to pay rent, you have to pay taxes, you have to do all these things. And that's why some people go out of business, is they weren't able to actually learn by the doing or make the adjustments from the things they're learning by the doing. So like that's one thing I felt hard in my journeys of entrepreneurship, is like balancing those two things. Like, okay, like we're learning as we go, but like we got to keep the ship afloat as we go too. And that's real business owning things. Like, look at like a business that's struggling and like they're learning as they go, and they need to make all these adjustments, but they need to make them quick because they don't have anyone funding their bank account other than the sales coming in.
Yes.
So I think that's just real. That's real for entrepreneurship. And like, it's that balance of learning. Taking the time to learn by do, but keep the doors open.
Yes. That leads perfectly into my next question of what have you risked professionally and personally to get where you're at?
I legitimately feel like I've risked it all.
Yeah.
Like genuinely feel like I've risked it all, and no regrets at all. But like I've risked for sure relationships, all of my money.
Yeah.
All of my time.
Yeah.
Every second of my time. Other opportunities to do, but I have zero, like, it's kind of funny to even like say the things I've risked because I don't think about them ever. Yeah. I'm like, like I'm risking this to do this. It's just like, I'm just kind of doing it. Like it's kind of what it is. But yeah, when you think about it, like it really takes it all. Like you kind of hear people, and I've heard this a couple times, like, I lost this, like a relationship, my house, my whatever. Yeah. I'm like, I can kind of feel what you're saying, honestly. So I think it really does sometimes take it all.
Yeah. Is it worth it?
Oh, absolutely. I think so, because I don't know what else I'd be doing.
Yes.
Yeah. Like even if I were to, obviously, like my goal with Thirst is become, my goal with Thirst is for it to be everywhere one day. No question. I think it's a brand. I really think there's a missing piece in the market for like what Sonic's doing, but more relevant and cool and modern.
Yes.
Drinks, snacks, treats. Really don't think anyone's really nailing that in a relevant, like cool way. So I really know thirst can be there, and it will be there one day. But if it all ended, like, I would still be fine.
Yeah.
If it all ended now for some reason, I would still be fine because, again, I've banked up so many experiences and like learnings and skills as an entrepreneur. I could just translate it to the next one.
Yes. That's something that I will totally just praise you on, is there's no one that outworks you. and the truth is that teaches you exactly what you're saying, is the learning by doing. You have learned more than anyone else. I think if you were to do it over again, you'd make some small changes.
Yeah.
but it's not like you would take those. And that's why if it all ended today, you'd go into tomorrow starting a new company and killing it. Mm-hmm. But that's what's so cool about you, is you've learned so much. Yes, you made mistakes when you started a business at 16 and 21 or 20. No, not even 18. When was thirst?
Well, it would have been 19, yeah.
19 years old. Yes, you probably dug yourself a hole when you're 19 years old. And like, yeah, I'm going to start this big business. And at this point, you've just fought over and over and over again. And that's something that has been so impressive to me and something that I respect a lot.
No, dude, and likewise. I think it takes a lot. Like, I'll throw it back your way. One thing I respect about you guys and you and everything that you guys do here is it takes a lot to do best practices. Like, for example, to have a podcast, like most people actually know, or to have a blog or a podcast or to hold expos or to do these extra stuff. Most people know that is the formula to get the most amount of awareness possible, to have the most amount of business possible. But very few people actually do it. Very few people actually do it. They're very few people are actually executing the best practice strategies.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's difficult.
Yes, and it's hard.
Yeah. And so, no, that's always been one thing that you've definitely done, is like, I'm going to do it 100% the right way, very thoroughly. And by all means, you have.
We've tried, and it's
you go all in.
Similar to you. I am all in. We have not, me and Abby are we have thrown everything into the Northampton house and Crisp. Mm-hmm. And I'm so grateful for a wife that is supported that. And I'm grateful for mentors and leaders that have done this, because similarly, what else would I do? Yeah. It's so fun. It's so cool. It's so miserable at the same time. And I have a couple tips from other mentors. One of them was, there's the book, what's it called? Endurance, about William Shackleton and his journey for like 3 years, just being stranded on an ice cube in the Antarctic. And then he just lives. And they say, my mentor said, if you can live, or if you think you would live and everyone else would die, then if you think you would live and everyone else would die, then you should start a business. Because not many people would live. Yeah. Okay, last couple questions. And I appreciate your time. Thank you. First off. Yeah. But working with friends and family has been something you've done. Yeah. It's been something that and it's kind of a taboo in the business world to do that. What have been your positive experiences? What have been your negative experiences with that?
100% I recommend. 100% I recommend. I think you can, so if my brother runs our bakery, our production. Yeah. I've had my girlfriend be my business partner for a long time. Yeah. I'm a good buddy. You've worked for me. Several other of my buddies have worked for me. When I first started, one of my other buddies was my business partner. So I've very much been in it and done that, but I like it. I mean, for me, it's, again, going back to the sacrifice. This is all that I do. So I'd rather spend it with those people, that time with those people anyways. And I trust those people 100%. Yeah. So I would rather build a business with them than someone that I don't trust. Yeah. And if you can't trust someone to do business with, like, probably not one of your best friends or family anyways. So I would recommend it 100%. I mean, I think I just think there's too much like just narrative around why that won't work.
Yeah.
And I think it can.
And I think there have been moments, at least when I started Crisp, that were painful for us.
For sure, yeah.
Because it's such a different, especially startup world, is so different. So you wouldn't, I don't think you would recommend getting into business with all of your friends. Or like,
No.
for example, there's certain friends that you would say, they would not fit here. But like you trust your brother at that.
Yeah.
And that's why he's in that role. And it was
Exactly.
thought
You got to
out.
be
Yeah.
smart still, 100%.
Yes.
But I don't think it's like a red flag.
Interesting. Love that. Love that. Okay. Do you think you are a good leader? Why? Why not? Where do you think that your fallings are? Where do you think that your wins are?
Yeah. I think I'm a good leader. I do think I'm a good leader, 100%. And I think for both of us, kind of proof is in the pudding. If people want to follow in general and they're excited and you can bring good energy to the room and also you can put a plan and execute in place, like you're a leader 100%. And so that's all, those have always been my skills.
Yeah.
As 100%, I've always been happy, positive, bringing the energy.
Yes.
But the other thing is like, I'm always been the one that makes the plan and executes the plan.
Yeah.
Whether it's like throwing the event or doing the thing or like everyone to go. So, yeah, I do. So I think that's what makes me a good leader. But on the same, I'll share my weakness as a leader at the same time, which is just sometimes my pure excitement and just emotion for the thing can override the kind of leader that I want to be. No question. And as I've gotten older, I've tried to control this as much as I possibly can, but sometimes I get excited and sometimes I love Thirst so much and sometimes I love the customer so much or I love another team member so much that like I say something that I did not want to mean. Meaning I act on my emotions quickly sometimes.
Interesting.
Because I am just so passionate about it. And so one of the things I push myself to do constantly is when anything happens that I don't like or just, I don't know, like an event happens.
Yeah.
I try to slow time down before I make a reaction.
Interesting.
I'll be like, trying to pull my phone out and call that person. What the fucking happened here? But I'm like, gotta figure out what's going on first because old Ethan is pissed right now.
Yes.
So I try to I literally think about it as like slowing down the moment. Like, all right, how do I truly want to act right now before I let it rip here?
Before I kill him, how do I want to calm down? Yes.
Yeah, and just understanding that it's like killing him and just never works, and it's never the right move, and it never gets you what you ultimately want either.
Yeah.
So I've like just being just calm as a cucumber.
Yeah.
This is like that's something I try to be more and more of lately. Like something crazy goes wrong, I'm still chilling. Like I'm working on it, but I'm still yeah. So
I love that.
I think that's what it takes.
I love that. I think that the difficulties in balancing being passionate, having a vision, being excited about this idea. But as an entrepreneur, you're looking 5 years in the future. And you're like, in 5 years from now, we're going to be awesome. And when things happen that aren't 5 years in the future, or things that you're still dealing with, they're the same problems. It's totally frustrating. And you have to be that passionate person because you need that vision. You need that energy. But it also can be a two-edged sword. Totally.
Yeah. And it's just like always being the leader. It's one of the things about entrepreneurship too that can be just a lot and maybe exhausting a little bit, which is like, I think like for an example would be like in one of our stores, like another shop opened like super close, and one of our stores were just open on Sunday, or we're open on Sunday at that store, and it was a huge advantage because it was in Tooele. We were getting everyone in the city to come, and like another shop like announced that they're opening on Sunday, and they're all talking about it in our group chat. I feel the responsibility as the leader to be like, no, this is why we still got this. This is why we're still good. Like no one should be stressed, and like and that's just something
But also
that
you're
you
bugged.
assume that
You're like, dang
responsibility.
it. Yes.
Yeah, but it's just like the responsibility of the leader, right? Like you're the one that everyone looks to at all times. Like you got to be keeping your cool. You got to have the next move.
Yeah.
You got to know the next move. You got to have a plan. And so just like thinking about like, okay, everyone's waiting for me to say the next move here.
Yeah.
And it's important.
I like that. Okay, last little segment and then we'll close is talk to me about social media. You're a huge, I would say influencer. Would you call yourself an influencer?
I think everyone's a little bit of an influencer.
Yeah. But talk to me about social media. How has it impacted your business? How have you used it to your competitive advantage?
Used it 100% to document the journey of thirst. And that's kind of how we think about social media, is less of an ad, more of a documentation of the business. It's a communication tool for customers, and why wouldn't you talk to your customers as much as you possibly can? So I mean, Thirst actually got kind of busy right when in 2016 and 17 this is when stories came out on IG, Instagram stories. And so I was posting like 50 stories a day, literally. 50, hey, what up, Thirsty Nation, blah, 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 this, and like, check out this product, make a drink with me. Anything I could think of, I would post, because it's free.
Yeah.
And it's talking to customers, and still the same things, the same reasons I still use it today, which is it's free. It's the most effective way to talk to customers of anything.
Yeah.
Email, like there's no better way. Besides maybe text marketing, which I like a lot.
Yeah.
There's no better way to talk to someone directly than the number one app on every single human being's phone, Instagram.
Yeah.
So it just makes a lot of sense to me to post as much as possible. So we just go all in on it.
Yeah.
We post as much as we possibly can. We invest a lot of money and time into it. And
Yeah.
it's I'd say it's been kind of our thing. Played dividends for sure.
Yeah, you've been awesome at that.
been good.
It's cool. Okay, what about
Go follow
Miss
Daniel
Abby?
from Thirst.
Yeah, follow me from Thirst. Yeah, do I still have a Daniel from Thirst? No, there was another Daniel after me, right?
Oh yeah, we should have him take it over.
Yeah, he should take it over. Okay, Miss Abby, favorite drink?
The best drink on our menu.
Thank you.
Sparkling water, sugar-free strawberry, fresh orange, and diced frozen strawberries, named after your wife.
Yes, who you're in
Because
love with.
I wanted to name a drink after your wife. No, it was out of respect.
Yes, yes, we were hustling, and it was good.
I was like, you know what?
I think Abby made it.
Yeah, no, I'll name a drink after your wife.
Thank you. Didn't scare me at all.
I actually don't know why I named it that.
No, she made it. We were in St. George. And
that's
we
right,
went on
okay.
that St. George trip, and Abby made it and said, "This is my favorite drink." And you said, "All right, Miss Abby."
Yeah,
it was
it's a
good.
good drink.
Should have been the Schmabby.
Yeah.
Okay, and then wait, what's the next plans? Okay, well, sorry, there are other questions, and now I don't have those questions. But future of Thirst, what does it look like? You have some exciting things with a new partner coming in.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, it's good. So we're opening Pleasant Grove next month in February, and then we're gonna open one like right on the Lehigh Saratoga border in May.
Fun.
Yeah.
Saratoga Springs is growing. So that's
Good.
awesome.
Yeah, it's good spots. Yeah, and I got a new partner. So the Affleck, so Jen Affleck, everyone knows from The Secret Wives. She's my new partner. So they just invested, which has been really good. And just bringing a lot of new stuff to the table. Our plan is to basically do these 2 more stores, maybe 1 or 2 more in Utah and close around, and then get ready, start gearing up, start preparing for a countrywide expansion.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's cool. And it's fun because they're our childhood friends. And
Yeah,
so,
Jen and Zach. Yeah. It's been really good.
So that's a win-win.
Yeah.
You get to work with friends, and she's such a rock star, easy to work with. Zach's easy to work with. So that's fun.
It's been good.
That's awesome. Any last advice you would have for entrepreneurs?
Entrepreneurs?
Entrepreneurs, wedding world, caterers, anyone. Yeah.
Well, if you need a soda bar.
Yes.
I mean, for entrepreneurs, my kind of number one go-to advice is always let's be done with these weird businesses that aren't like real and practical. Let's get back to starting lawn mowing businesses, starting lemonade stands, starting physical, like real tangible business. Enough of the courses, enough of the online, like social media marketing agencies. Like, let's get back to real cool entrepreneurship. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, real entrepreneurship is in the streets of the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, start a real one. Like, start a real one where you're actually taking money from a customer for something that's actually good. And so that's my to someone who wants to start a business.
Yeah. Just do it.
Yeah. To someone who's already started one. Just keep gritting your teeth. I'm right there with you.
Seriously. Bless our hearts. Okay, well, Ethan, we'll wrap up, but thank you.
Thank you. Love you, brother. It's been fun.
You're amazing. Thank you. Okay, well, thank you, listeners.
And this has been unwrapped.
This has
by
not
Chris.
been unwrapped. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the Weddings Unwrapped. And if you enjoyed this episode, leave us a review. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X now. It means a ton. It's X, dude.
Are you on Pinterest?
We should be.
Get it together.
It means a ton if you share or like this episode. We'll be back next week with another inspiring story. Until then, keep chasing your dreams, and that is a wrap.
Bye, guys.